You want success? You want to achieve your goals? Then fall in love with the grind. This is where the magic happens. But nobody warns you about this part. The grind is not exciting, it's not loud, and it's definitely not comfortable. It's waking up before the world does and choosing effort over ease. It's staying late when everyone else clocks out. It's doing the same hard things over and over again, with no guarantee anyone will ever notice. This is the part they skip, the part they cut out of the story, the part that separates the ones who make it from the ones who only talk about it. Because the grind doesn't reward talent. It doesn't care about motivation. It rewards who stays, who keeps showing up when it's boring, who keeps working when the results are invisible. And here's the truth most people never accept. If you don't fall in love with the grind, you'll spend your life chasing moments of success you're not disciplined enough to sustain. The grind is where you are tested, broken, and rebuilt. And the question is simple. Will you run from it, or will you learn to love it? Because the ones who fall in love with the grind don't just reach the top. They earn the right to stay there. Someone who hates what they do can never beat someone who enjoys himself. So fall in love with the grind, even if it's hard, and watch your life change. And everyone wants change. Everyone wants more. But very few people want the process that actually creates it. They want confidence without consistency, success without sacrifice. But the grind doesn't negotiate. It demands your time, your focus, your patience. It asks you to choose effort on the days you feel empty. It asks you to keep going when nothing seems to move. And that's the point most people decide, maybe this isn't for me. Not because it's impossible, but because it's uncomfortable. The grind exposes who you really are, and most people aren't ready for that truth. The grind doesn't just build results. It reveals character. It shows you how disciplined and focused you really are. When motivation disappears, the grind asks, will you rely on discipline? When progress feels slow, the grind asks, will you stay patient? Most people fail these questions, not once, but consistently. And that's why their life never changes. The grind doesn't reward you immediately. You can put in effort for weeks and see nothing, months and still feel behind, years and still feel uncertain. And in a world addicted to speed, that feels unbearable. People want proof before belief. They want results before effort. But the grind requires the opposite. It asks you to believe without evidence. And that level of faith scares people. So they choose comfort, distraction, and short-term pleasure. Not realizing comfort is expensive. It costs you the life you could have built. Here's the shift that changes everything. Stop seeing the grind as punishment. The grind is not something happening to you. It's something happening for you. Every rep is a vote for discipline. Every early morning is a vote for growth. When you fall in love with the grind, you stop obsessing over outcomes. You stop asking, when will this pay off? Because the work itself becomes meaningful. The pride that comes from effort, the confidence comes from consistency. Embracing the grind changes how you see life. And that's a dangerous mindset because it makes you unstoppable. Confidence doesn't come from affirmations. It doesn't come from words. It comes from proof, from knowing you did the work, from knowing you showed up when it was hard. And when you grind daily, you give yourself undeniable proof. Self-doubt has nothing to stand on because doubt feeds on inaction. But when you're consistent, when you're disciplined, when you're relentless, you don't need external validation. You walk differently. You move with certainty. You speak less and execute more. That's earned confidence. And earned confidence doesn't break. The grind will separate you. Not because you're better than others, but because your priorities change. You stop wasting time. You stop chasing distractions. And people will notice. They'll say you've changed. They'll say you're too serious. They'll say you're obsessed. But obsession is just focus that others don't understand. An obsession beats talent and hard work. The grind is lonely by design. It removes noise. It removes external influences. It removes excuses. And when you learn to stand alone without quitting, you become mentally dangerous. Because you no longer depend on motivation, approval, or support. You depend on discipline. And to build discipline, you need to be consistent. To fall in love with the grind, you must show up every day. The grind doesn't care about intensity. It rewards consistency. Small actions, done daily, without excuses. One workout won't change your body. One focused session won't change your future, but thousands of them will. Fall in love with showing up. Fall in love with boring progress. Fall in love with repetition. Because repetition creates mastery, and mastery creates freedom. But while you're grinding, other people will try to pull you back. They will judge you based on their values. Don't fall into this trap. Comparison poisons the grind. You look at others and feel behind. You measure your chapter 1 against someone else's chapter 20. But you don't know their story. You don't know their sacrifices. You don't know their struggles. Your path, your pace, your grind is personal. The moment you stop comparing, you reclaim your focus. And focus is fuel. When you stay in your lane, progress feels lighter because it's honest. Before your life changes, you change. Before the money shows up, you develop patience. Before the confidence shows up, you build discipline. Before the success shows up, you learn how to suffer quietly. The grind rewires your mind. It teaches you how to keep going when motivation disappears, how to stay calm under pressure, how to trust yourself. And once you become that person, results are inevitable. Because success isn't something you chase. It's something you attract when you're ready to hold it. There will be moments where quitting feels logical, moments where effort feels pointless, moments where doubt feels louder than belief. That's not failure. That's the grind testing you. Every level demands a deeper commitment. Every breakthrough requires discomfort. Every transformation requires endurance. When it gets dark, stay, because that's where most people leave. And that's why most people never win. Motivation lies, feelings lie, excuses lie, but the grind never does. It gives you exactly what you earn. Nothing more, nothing less. No shortcuts, no hacks, no luck, just effort compounded over time. And if you stay long enough, if you outlast doubt, if you commit when others quit, the grind always pays. If you want a life most people only dream about, you have to fall in love with a process most people avoid. The grind is hard, it's lonely, it's uncomfortable, but it's honest. And if you commit to it, fully, quietly, relentlessly, it will change you. Not fast, not easily, but permanently. Fall in love with the grind, because the grind doesn't just build success, it builds the version of you that can never go back.